was talking about the series.
Did you say something completely different than you said the last time?
Let's see. Something completely different. Good restaurants. We look forward to it. We're staying at a nice place, and there's Trader Vic's and Fleming's, and if you want to take a car ride, there's Mastro's, and so we'll get a good meal.
Same as Appalachian State.
A little bit, very similar. Very similar. We do have the Ponderosa and the and what's the name of the other place? I forgot it.
Does it seem like an awful long time since you guys played last?
It does seem that way, but you look at Orlando, and they're kind of in the same boat. I mean, even more so than us other Lakers. So you just try to keep a rhythm going. At this stage right here, you're not going to go out and have any, training camp practices or anything, because you are who you are right now, and we just try to stay sharp and get through some things and figure out how we're going to try to guard them and what we need to do offensively. I'm sure that's kind of what they went through. Kobe set out the last couple of practices, just for rest, I'm sure, and just little nagging injuries here and there.
Like a football week kind of?
It does. Kind of feel like the Super Bowl week, where you win the conference championship, and now you got to wait, basically about 6 months before you play the Super Bowl. So it's a long time to wait. It really is. I don't think we've ever been in a situation, I know since I've been here, where we had, a whole week, to really kind of practice and get ready for a series. So
how have you guys handled it, you think?
I think they've handled it great. For us, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, because, we had a week where Robin could work every day and try to get better, cardio-wise and everything, and just kind of test his back and see how it would hold up. And, he's playing pain-free now, so that was obviously important to us. And then with Steve, he took a couple of days, rest, and, the eye still looks a lot worse than what it really is, but it's going to be that way. And, Grant took a day off, and Jay Rich was able to take a day off. And then, we had 2 really good practices the last couple of days, and then we had a light practice today. So, we feel like we're ready to play. You won't know until we walk out on the court and see what happens.
Does it look like his condition has improved?
It is, but I think you got to understand that he hadn't played a game. I think March 28th was the last game that he played. So, there's all of April, all of May, and so So I don't think he's going to be in there for a 10-minute stretch or anything. Probably the first couple of minutes he'll struggle, and then we'll get him back in, and then I think he'll get a second win, and he'll be okay. So
he's going to start.
You pretty much got him penciled in the starter now. If he plays,
maybe.
First couple of minutes.
Yeah. We'll see.
Number 2 pencil?
When he gets in, I'm saying.
Okay. You probably haven't talked about that yet, right?
No, we're going to talk about it on the bus on the way there.
This is going to be the first time?
Yeah, that'll be the first time that it's come up, okay?
When you talk about matchups, Gasol would seem to be a real problem for anybody, but for you guys too.
Yeah, no, he's been tough, but we've done a decent job on him. I don't know why, really. But he's just a really, really skilled guy. He's a skilled guy. He's face-up shooter, pretty good, and then his low post moves are excellent, great footwork and stuff like that. So we got to try to do a good job on him.
What kind of problems does Lamar create matchup-wise? Are you expecting to see him come in when Channing comes in?
Oh, I think so. I think so. I mean, he's he's almost a 7-foot guy that can play. He can guard 2 guards, small forwards, power forwards. He's a real versatile guy for them, and not only that, but he's a facilitator also that can create plays for guys and do some things. So, I got to think that they won't have Bynum and Gasol chasing Channing around, but they'll probably play Amari on him some. Lamar on him some.
You talked about the matchups, the problems that you have with them, but what are the problems they're going to have matching up?
Well, we got to spread the floor. I mean, we have to be who we are. We're not going to play any differently than we played the whole season, but we have to be able to create avenues for Steve to drive, lanes and avenues for Steve to drive. We got to be able to penetrate and pitch if they're going to help with their bigs, and we got to be able to run screen and roll as we always do, pick and pop, and when we do that, we've had success.
Do you think Steve is your greatest advantage matchup-wise because of the way Fish he had trouble with quickness in the first couple of rounds?
Why, you want me to give you bulletin board material or what? No, I think all the matchups. You know, the thing about Fish is that he is, you know, he's an unbelievable competitor. So, you know, whatever his limitations are, he'll try to play through those. So, for us, it's still all about executing, and Steve will get his opportunities, and you know, hopefully Amari and Jay Rich will too. You know, the thing about us, I think we've been successful in the playoffs because we hadn't had to weigh so heavily on one guy. We've had a lot of guys that have stepped up. You know, the Portland series, obviously Jay Rich played great. And, you know, Amari had his moments in the San Antonio series, and our bench played pretty good. So I don't think, you know, we have to say this particular guy has to play well for us to win the series. You know, obviously Jay Rich getting 20 becomes very important to us when you look at the record that we have.
I think 99.3% of the predictions I've seen have been Suns. Is that Lakers? Has that been? I mean, what does that do to you guys in terms
Well,
of
I mean, let's look at it realistically. Why wouldn't they? You know, they've had the best record in the West. They're the defending world champs. I mean, if I was a media guy, I would probably pick them too. You know, but the problem that you have with that is that you have to go out and play the games, and you have to see what happens. You know, I'll go back to hockey. You know, I'll go back to hockey. Okay, I'm sure you look at what happened with with Montreal, and they never gave them a chance to win either. And lo and behold, they're still playing. You know, Washington, you know, Pittsburgh. You know, both those teams were supposed to just waltz right through them. So, you know, you have to step out and you have to do it on the court. Not that they can't, but, you know, we've earned the right to be able to play these guys. And so, you know, we'll try to play to the best of our ability. Whatever happens from there, we'll accept.
We put so much time into preparing for this one game, and they're so good when they win the first game of the series historically. Is it hard not to put too much weight and too much pressure
No,
into this first
because
game?
you know what? You know, they got a great record when they win the first game because they usually have the best record and they're playing at home. So, you know, that's a huge key right there. So, yeah, there's a lot of teams. I mean, we lost to Portland in the first game, and we were able to, you know, come back. And, you know, we lost to San Antonio at home a few times in the first game. So, you know, it is an important game. But, you know, to lose the first game and feel like the series is over, I don't think we'll do that, no.
What are you going to do the first time Steve Nash is called for traveling?
We'll see what happens with that. I don't see that as I see that as a non-factor.
Like his line?
You know.
So, like this Artest meant to them?
Well, he allows them to play, you know, Artest on the best perimeter player, really, offensively. And then, you know, Kobe can play the guy that's the secondary scorer or whoever. So Artest is, you know, big, strong. He gets into you. He did a great job on Durant, you know, when he played him, when Durant let him get into him. So if he's going to guard, you know, Jay Rich or whoever, we just got to make sure that we get him on the move.
How does Jared Dudley change the complexion of the game for you guys when he comes in off the bench?
Well, I don't think it's one guy on that second unit. JD's played great for us, but when I look at it, you know, Garnes did a good job, LB's did a good job, they've done a good job. So collectively, those guys together, I think have been really good. JD's made some shots for us and come up with some big plays, but overall, the bench has been really good as a collective unit, I think.
See any evidence in that last series that Kobe's hurt?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's not going to say it anyway. So it doesn't matter. He'll never, ever say that he's hurt. And, yeah, I think he's played, you know, with some injuries that has hampered his effectiveness. But you know, he's not going to say that. That's not who he is.
If they go small, is that a good sign for you?
Well, it doesn't matter. We're going to play the way we play anyway. I mean, so if they go small, we'll go small. When they're big, we'll go small some. So it doesn't really matter. Bye, y'all.